Are live.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Southbreeze 706. This is the DBNREPOrt, the unofficial official podcast of Falcons Twitter. We're back after a long hiatus just to come back to the Falcons, continuing the Falcons. We literally just watched the Falcons lose to the Aints 27-26 after blowing a 16-point lead. The more things change, the more things stay the same. What's good, Lethal?
I'm fucking pissed off. Here we go again. The same fucking bullshit as last year. The exact same bullshit. Like, it's a minute after the game is over, so I'm so fucking pissed. And I'm so glad. I was mad for the last couple of days because I couldn't go to the game. And now I'm very grateful that I couldn't go to the game because what the fuck was that?
It was a whole lot of. So, I mean, to be fair, the game started out pretty promising. Like the Falcons looked like a better overall team from top to bottom, which I was pleasantly surprised about, being that we were projected to have one of the worst rosters in the NFL. We came out, we got 4 sacks, which is something that hasn't been seen on the Falcons team in a long time. Cordero Patterson pretty much started off where he left it off last year, rushing for over 100 yards, pretty much being the bell cow for this offense again. And Dean Pease looked to have our defense looking much more aggressive with a lot of DB blitzes, kind of keeping Jameis Winston a bit flustered. And also, too, Mariota, he looked like early in the game, he looked solid. I think I understood what they were trying to do as far as like keeping the defense off their toes with his ability to run the ball and be mobile. But I tweeted out that like at some point, like I see what Arthur Smith is trying to do, but as a quarterback, at some point you're going to be able to drop back and pass the ball to win the game, and that didn't happen. Like flat out, when he had to step back and drop back and pass the ball to win the game, that's just not really in his skill set or his wheelhouse. Finished the game with 20 passes for 33 yards, 215 yards, 0 touchdowns. It's just, I don't know. I thought things had changed, but like I said, I don't even know what to say. It's ridiculous. Actually, what I will say is like, have y'all seen the guy behind me, Kyle Pitts? Are you on the team still? Are you a Falcon? Like, Kyle Pitts finished the game with 2 receptions for 19 yards on 7 targets. And I know that I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm not trying to be slander him. I know he's a great talent. But for all the hype and hoopla that Falcons fans, the media, put around this quote unquote unicorn, which I've continuously said that Cordero Patterson's the real unicorn because he actually carries the team in a mythical fashion. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. I don't know if they're not designing plays for him. I don't know if he's not ready. We know he's ready. We've seen him make big plays, but for whatever reason, he's nowhere to be found when we need him. Like, is he like the Avatar? He just disappears and maybe one day he'll come back and help us. But like, that's, to me, that's unacceptable. And again, if you want the real super analytical breakdown of why this probably happened, check on Lockdown Falcons, shout out to Aaron Freeman. But we're just going to give you the raw emotion, right? I don't feel like an athlete of that caliber should essentially be a non-factor in a game. Like, period. That's unacceptable. Shout out to Ant26. I mean, I guess a bright spot is Drake London had 5 catches for 74 yards and 7 targets. Solid debut for the rookie, but I mean, he should have been. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thoroughly disgusted right now at this team when it started out so promising.
I'm just so fucking disappointed and pissed off because we started off like, who the fuck is this team? We got 4 sacks. Last year we got like no sacks. One game we got 4 sacks. The shit was exciting. We were up by 16 fucking points. And then everything just went to shit. Just like last year. I'm like, I don't fucking understand. This regime said they were new, they were different. It's a different culture that we're bringing. Oh, we're doing this. Peace, talking shit about, well, if you were in my shoes, then you would know why I'm doing this and why I'm doing that. Well, what the fuck was this today, Peace? What is your excuse going to be in today's presser? What is your excuse going to be?
Well, yeah, it seems like he was pretty aggressive a majority of the game, and then like towards the end, after the second half, he got really conservative. Again, maybe that's looks they were giving him, but I mean, yeah, all the preseason zingers and all the aggression towards the media and all the jokey jokes from Arthur Smith. Like I said in our group chat, like there was like it seemed to be like an Arthur Smith love fest. Like there was a piece written about him talking about all the great coaches he worked with and talking about how he's a like this great mind and he's making jokes about the Saints and Cam Jordan. And I'm like, I get as an NFL head coach and as a player, you have to have bravado, you have to project confidence. But to me, it seems like he's getting a lot of, I guess the word would be clout, and he hasn't done anything. Like that stuff comes off really strange when you haven't proven anything. And today you had an opportunity to come out swinging and kind of show like, hey, we made these changes, we made changes to our regime, to our team, and you essentially kind of wet the bed, which is insane.
Insane. And people keep calling him just on Arthur Smith. I just have to get this out about Arthur Smith. Keep calling him like one of the great playmakers, like the great play callers, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if he's so fucking great, why does he not use more of our weapons? Why is it just Cordell Patterson? Like that is very concerning for me because all we see is Cordell. Every time we get in a pinch, in a bind, throw Cordell out there. Throw Cordell. All right. Throw the hoe out there. Cordell and Koo. Cordell and Koo. Cordell and Koo. That's it. We have Drake London. We have Pitts. We have both the Williams. Hopefully that other Williams, I forgot which Williams got hurt. Hopefully he gets better. You know, Pitts, all these fucking tight ends. Like, why aren't we using them? Cordell, he cannot be running to the ground. We cannot have another Todd Gurley on our hands. Use the other people.
Yeah,
Why is he
and,
doing that?
I guess with Todd Gurley, that's more of his knee had like no cartilage or something like that. But
Well, shit,
it,
Cordell's ain't either if we gonna keep using him for every motherfucking play.
yeah, I mean, maybe if he was 10 years younger, maybe even 4 or 5, 6 years younger, but he's like 31 going on 32, and his body is going to start being different. So again, we cannot rely on one player when we used pretty high draft capital the last 2 years to make this offense, I guess, explosive or more dynamic. We drafted Kyle Pitts number 4 last year, and then we drafted Drake London at number 8. And again, kudos to Drake London for making a semi-decent debut, being out most of the preseason. So I am impressed by that. But the Kyle Pitts thing, it's going to continue to bother me for a long time. Just I don't understand it. It seems like there's more hype than actual production from Pitts at this point. And again, maybe he listens to this podcast. Maybe next week I'll have a bounce back week. But being that we're playing the Rams, who will be looking to have a bounce back game after getting embarrassed on national TV by the Bills, I feel like that's not going to happen. Or it's not going to be any meaningful type of production for Kyle Pitts. So it's shout out to Ant26. He said this is a wash. We're not contenders on Mariota, but we play hard. And the progression on defense early. Yeah, and again, it seems like we're kind of slandering the team because we lost. Even if we won, I still would have had these same concerns.
Yes.
But I think if we can get more of the pieces on defense and do something on offense, I see the vision. I see the vision of what Arthur Smith wants this offense to be, as far as like kind of being a run-first team and having a versatile quarterback that can run the ball and pass and be dynamic in that way. And again, I'm gonna do the thing. I know this is gonna come off as slander or problematic or being a fake fan or whatever. But if we're being honest with each other, doesn't it seem like a player like Justin Fields would be a perfect fit for what Arthur Smith wants to do? Like, hear me out. Justin Fields is a more dynamic athlete than Marcus Mariota. He's arguably a better passer than Marcus Mariota. I'm sure he's faster and stronger than Marcus Mariota. So if this is what your vision was, and the pick that we had it for seems to be either a decoy or they just have no clue how to use him, then what was the point of wasting that pick on him? I don't understand it. Like, shout out to the homie Demansky. He tweeted out. Let me find the tweet real quick. And again, you guys, I know that Falcons fans in general hate accountability, and that's probably why I feel like I'm muted and blocked heavily on the timeline, which I don't care. It is what it is. But like, there's got to be accountability, man. Like, accountability keeps the crazy fan takes. It keeps us balanced, man. It keeps us balanced as a fan base. So Demansky at Demansky32 said he tweeted out 125 yards and 2 tutties for Kyle Pitts. Big fucking yikes. I forgot he was on the team for a couple quarters. Like, the first touchdown for Cordero Patterson, Kyle Pitts wasn't even on the field. Which, I get it, they're running the ball, but like that, from a strategic standpoint, that's kind of tipping your hand. So now you can kind of surmise that, hey, if Pitts is in the game, it's probably more likely to be a run. I mean, I'm sorry, a pass than a run. So like, it's kind of strange. So
It is. And you know,
shout out to CJ Duncan. What's up?
yeah, shout out to CJ. You know, and most people that know from a couple years ago, I was Lance and Fields Hive. I wanted one of the niggas. Like, I wanted one of them to come on a team and show out. Throughout the game, I've seen Fields playing and throwing and running throughout this game. And I'm like, wow, look at that. He's throwing like over 20 yards. He's moving around. And here we are with a Mariota who doesn't know how to slide when he runs.
Yeah. So shout out to the homie El Breezy on Twitter. He's a Titans fan, and he's been on record on Twitter trying to tell Falcons fans about Mariota. And this has been known about Mariota with his like tendencies not to slide, which is either A, going to cause turnovers, or B, eventually get him hurt. Like, I get it. He has a new chance on life. He's trying to prove himself as a NFL caliber starter, but you have to understand the situation of football. Like, I get it. Dude, you already had the first down. Just slide.
Right, just slide. Like,
which he did later on in the game, because I'm sure somebody got in his ear.
But not when
but
it
that
matters.
doesn't help. Yeah, that doesn't help us. Oh, wow. Shout out to, real quick, shout out to the Colts. I'm surprised there wasn't a lot of Matt Ryan slander, because they were getting beat like 20-6, but now it's 20-20 in overtime. So I'm going to flip over to that game to see if old Matty Ice still has any juice left in the tank.
But so, yeah, like, Mariota, what the fuck was that? Like, you literally, all you do is slide. We were right there. If all else failed, we had Q to get us 3 points. We know you want to prove yourself, but I don't know why you don't know that you're not going to be our future. That's why they got Ritter. Like, we got Ritter for a reason. Slide, just fucking slide. Now you fumbled the ball, and look at what happened. Everything just went downhill after that fumble. And in the fourth quarter, what the fuck were you doing? Like, you were overthrowing, what was that, 3 to 4 passes?
Like, I don't know who the hell he was throwing. He got bailed out on that. He got bailed out on that terrible pass interference call on Latimer. That was a terrible call. Like, we got gifted that one.
Mariota, can you see ghosts? Like, did you see a ghost receiver on the field every time you were throwing? Because I was trying to figure out how the fuck you were overthrowing this much.
Okay, well, let me talk to Ant real quick. I don't think Fields is a bust. Like, he's literally playing for probably one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they still managed somehow to beat one of the best teams in the NFL on their terrible field. Like, he was literally playing in like mud puddles the whole game. So, and again, it looks funny like that because of the situation he's in, but he's not a bust yet. And if we're gonna say he's a bust, then what are we saying about Kyle Pitts, who's scored 1 touchdown in his NFL career at so far? Like, I get it, the yards thing is cool, but like, yards don't win games like touchdowns do. So we'll see. We'll see Fields up close and personal later on this season. So we'll have that discussion later. But I mean, just don't look at it from an anti-Pitt standpoint with Fields. Look at his skill set and look at what Arthur Smith is trying to do Marcus Mariota. Like if you can be objective in that sense, I think you would see what I'm talking about. Because literally the things that Marcus Mariota can do, Fields can literally do better. It's just from a value standpoint. If you're drafting somebody at 4 overall like Pitts, he
We
should
need to
essentially he should be
use
the
them.
focal point of the offense.
Yeah. London and Pitts need to be used all the time. Like we're using Cordell, who we didn't draft at all. Like we should be using them too. Like they should be used. We should be getting our full money's worth. Every dollar we should be getting out of those two on damn near every single play on offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
And
like, what's the point of drafting them so high if we're not going to use them like that? Like we're
and
wasting money.
yeah, and it's still early, and Ant says he's not big on either of those picks, but this is one of those things where like it shouldn't be like this. Like if you think about it, with Mariota, you know, making the defense stay honest, you would think that would be an opportune time to use somebody like Kyle Pitts because he's probably going to be getting one-on-one coverage, or even on like the third and short situations. Put him out there on the field. Maybe actually, if you'd keep him in the game on blocking plays, so they think that hey, it could be a run play. Plays like that will play actually could work on him, could work for him, work for the team when there's the threat of him possibly being a blocker, not a pure receiver all the time. So that's just kind of one of my gripes about this regime. I'm curious what they say in the presser. It's probably going
Oh,
on simultaneously, but again, there's a lot of positives to draw from this. But what I would say, win or loss, that I was a bit disappointed in Winston's play. Historically, Winston plays at a Hall of Fame level against the Falcons. There's always the jokes about Winston with the 30 for 30 pick thing, but like his head coach was Dirk Cotter, right? We've dealt with that. Winston's a gunslinger, and they kind of took advantage of that. And he was kind of a bit of a scapegoat. But like Winston is not. He's a solid quarterback. I'm glad he's got an opportunity with another team, as many black quarterbacks don't get those second chances. And he was dropping dimes. So I mean, I know we like to joke around, but like Winston, I would love somebody to pull up Winston's win-loss record against the Falcons. I feel like it's further in the plus than it is the minus. So
all right. So hold on. I was about to bring up us not stopping Hill, but hold on. According to Josh Kendall from The Athletic, Arthur Smith said, "You guys wrote our obituary back in May. You will continue writing it. Who cares? We have 16 more games."
yeah, well, can I say something about Arthur Smith?
Yes, please.
And I know we like to joke, but all right, hear me out. And this is the type of non-analytical football you'll get from this podcast. Just hot takes. Arthur Smith's dad is a billionaire, right?
FedEx.
Typically, billionaires are terrible people, right? As far as like how they get their money.
Facts.
I'm curious to see what his political affiliation is, because like
We already
Arthur
know.
Smith,
We
Arthur
already
Smith be doing a lot of kind of Trumpisms, like
know.
like the whole fake news things, and you guys wrote our like just weird stuff. Like,
Like,
but I mean, last week he was all haha and joking about Cam Jordan and all this bravado and all kinds of foolishness. But when you lose, it's everybody's out to get us. It's like,
no.
no, we're not. We're asking for accountability. Like, how in the world did you lose this game? How? Please, we need answers.
Like, and Trayshawn, shout out to Trayshawn on Twitter, said that he acted like a coward. Arthur Smith, acted like a coward on that presser, pointing fingers at the media for nothing. The media didn't lose the game. You did. You lost the fucking game. You, Peace, and the niggas on the field, all y'all lost the game. And you want to
Oh,
point fingers at the media?
the crooked media, the
The
fake
media.
news, the
The
woke
media.
mob.
Oh my God, this is y'all's fault. Y'all cursed us. Y'all cursed us for the season. Did you not? Are we? Are we in the same dimension? Are we in the same universe? Did you not see what happened? You didn't see what we saw, what the fans saw, what everybody saw. Y'all didn't see that. Y'all, the media did it. As much as everyone hates D-Led, he was on the field fucking up. He called them plays. That's what you're saying? That's what you're, instead of taking accountability, that's what you want to go with, blaming the media over your play calling, your lack of use for Kyle Pitts, your lack of use for Drake London, for having Mariota try to prove himself to stay as the quote unquote franchise quarterback, trying to prove himself as a starter. That's, you want to blame the media for all that shit. You want to blame the media for not stopping Hill. Can we discuss that? Hill has been a menace to society for us for how many seasons now? And we still haven't fucking figured out how to stop him. When Hill is on the field, what is Hill gonna do every time? Run the fucking ball. The fact that not we, Dan Pease, whatever the fuck his name is, can still not stop him. We still don't have a plan for Hill. We play these niggas 2 times every season. Every season we play them 2 times. And we still haven't figured out how to stop Hill. Explain. Somebody fucking explain to me. Explain. I need an answer. Someone. Anybody explain that to me.
Yeah, Dean Pease had a full depends after halftime. See, he was shitting on himself. Like, he had no idea what was going on. I'm like, bro, you got to get it together, man. Like, and again, you had the fans excited. Like, I was excited to see us getting sacks, getting pressure, being aggressive. But like, what happened? Yeah.
For the usual, the fourth quarter, we just fucking fold. We just fucking bend over. We fold. We drop the soap. Like, what
Oof.
the fuck? What is, like, what the hell? How does that keep
Yeah.
happening?
Oh yeah, and shout out to Jid just posted on Twitter. This loss is no coincidence. Quote tweeting that terrible bum ass hype video where the Falcons decided to use Rotimi, rotisserie chicken or whatever in the video. That dude is from Maplewood, New Jersey.
Wait,
He's not even from a hard part of New Jersey like Newark or something like that, or like East Orange, or not, yeah, East Orange or something like that. Maplewood has like $1 million houses. Like, not saying that matters. I just think it's funny, but like, bro, there is a litany of rappers, artists, celebrities, alumni that you could have used to do that hype video. Like, even if you couldn't afford to pay Jid or somebody to be in the video, oh man, the game's over. Matt Ryan's first game as a coach ends in a tie, which will be interesting as it is a division game. So, shout out to him for bouncing back. But yeah, like the amount of, and shout out to Mike Prima. Yes, the Saints are a better team, but sometimes the best team doesn't always win. Sometimes you can out scheme the better team, which we almost did, but we didn't. But back to Jid. They literally could have played a montage video of the song "Stick," and that would have been like the hardest video ever. Like, whoever posted that, they need to come out and say something. Like, I know that the media team was getting a hard time or whatever earlier in the season for a lot of things they couldn't control, but this one is absolutely on them. They made this choice. Like, we know how we've been talking about in recent history, kind of about ending racism, discrimination, having people in the room, right? Like, fam, you are a social media entity for the Atlanta Falcons, one of the blackest cities in the United States. And you mean to tell me that tells me that there is no black people in the room?
Like,
or nobody from Atlanta, the city that y'all work in, or nobody from Georgia to be like, hey guys, a quick Google search says that this gentleman who was on Twitter flaming Falcons fans in 2015, talking about his New York Giants winning 2 Super Bowl championships, y'all are going to let him do the hype video? What?
And that shit wasn't even hype.
That shit was ass.
Like, first, Bone Crusher. Y'all
Okay,
ruined
well,
fucking.
no. So at least Bone Crusher is an Atlanta artist. Like, even as funny as that video was, at least he's from Atlanta. At least he's from Atlanta. I'll give him that.
That is true. I'll give him that. Like all the in this city of Atlanta, you can pick up a little kid from the streets, one of these water boys, and they would have made a better hype video than this. You could got all the water boys, and they would have made a better hype video than this. All the water boys, they would have fucking rapped their asses off. They would have danced. They would have did everything. It would have been better than this.
Shout
Hell,
out to
even
Carl.
Ti fake. Ti cheers for everybody else but the Falcons. He only cheers for the Falcons when it's convenient. Even with all that shit he got going on, you could have got him. We got Lil Baby. We got Future. You know, Future been cheering for other teams. Hell, Luda's a Falcons fan. Jermaine Dupri's a Falcons fan. Like y'all got enough money, y'all can fucking shell out for Jermaine fucking Dupri.
Yeah,
Hell,
it don't
Luda,
it don't make no
Lil
sense.
Baby. Like, come on.
I'm sure they probably did it for free too. Shout out to Carlos in the chat. If y'all guys are listening, definitely go to our pages and retweet the podcast links. We get more fans in here, so we can chop it up a little bit. But yeah, that's one of those things that like how it's the little things that matter, like attention to detail. Like I'm not saying that we lost the game because of that, but with small missteps, like not even small, that's a huge misstep. With a huge misstep like that, it really makes you think like, what's really going on in this organization? Like that makes no sense. Even like before that, the whole Gucci Man thing. Gucci Man is clearly a Patriots fan, right? He is a fan of the team that has antagonized us the most with the whole 28-3 thing. Like he's even on a song rapping about the Patriots winning another ring or whatever. Like, and you guys bring him in to do your little town party thing, block party. Like, I don't know, man. Shout out to Marcus Sniffles. He's been a proponent of Arthur Smith selling the team. Not Arthur Smith, I'm sorry, Arthur Blank selling the team because he's like asleep at the wheel, it seems, at times. So
I swear to God, like even fucking Bobby Valentino, that nigga is a season ticket holder. He be at almost every game, if not every game. He's from Atlanta. He sings. He could have did a better job. Like I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand why they don't hire people who are fucking. You can hire Falcons fans that are. There's many Falcons fans that have a lot of talent in marketing, like Rev Run,
yes,
graphic design. Everybody, I've met so many Falcons fans in every field that can be working for that organization and making the Atlanta Falcons like they can make the media and the marketing, they can make all that shit thrive, and they're just not doing it. They're just not doing it. Shout out to you, Ant. We appreciate you coming in all the time, man. Thanks for coming in. Fuck this shit. Fuck this fucking team. Tune in. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we back at it. So I don't I don't get it. It pisses me off. And they can do better. They just don't want to.
and
They just don't want to.
And so let me see. Like I know Aaron makes the point that like we're kind of playing with with not a full menu, I guess, as far as like talent. But if we're not getting the most out of our talent, which includes coaching, getting more money is not going to change that. Like if you're a crackhead, being a rich crackhead is not going to change. You're still a crackhead, right? If we're not making good decisions with the roster and the cap space we have, or the coaching we have, adding more money is just going to make it more frustrating because it's like, wow, we spent all this money on talent, but we're not doing shit with it. So, I mean, this was a rare opportunity to start out with a bang, get a good divisional win, a great rivalry win, but fucking do it.
Oh, this is why I need Jalen. This is what I don't know is if we have other offensive play callers besides Arthur Smith. I'm assuming it's just Arthur Smith calling the plays on offense.
Ragone is the offense coordinator. I think Arthur Smith still calls the plays.
Arthur Smith, he does not need to call the plays anymore. I said that
So
shit last year. I'm still sticking with that shit. He needs to let it go and give it to and just be a head coach and give the shit to somebody that's going to use every piece of talent on there every time.
well, I think the thing is that Marcus Mariota is limited as a pocket passer, which is kind of strange because the guy that we're grooming to be the heir apparent is Desmond Ritter, and Desmond Ritter has speed, but he's not like a runner, right? The thing that makes Marcus Mariota scary is because he is a aggressive runner. He wants to run to a fault, but
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't think Ritter's built like that. So that kind of takes away the threat in that offense, if that makes sense. Like I know in the preseason Ritter ran a little bit, but I feel like Marcus Mariota is a little bit bigger than him, possibly, just from looking at them. And again, he likes to run. So
And I
I
get
think
that
that could
takes
be
away that.
problematic.
I get that takes away that threat, but just like everybody else has to, Arthur Smith's gonna have to adapt and adjust to the way Ritter is and use the other weapons he has around him. Like, ain't that what an offensive coordinator is supposed to do? You get the weapons and you adjust and adapt.
I mean, in theory, yeah, but
Like, I'm sorry, you're a billionaire kid and you're still a billionaire kid and you're used to getting what the fuck you want, but you can't get what you want all the fucking time. You have to adjust and adapt just like the rest of fucking society. Or hire someone who is gonna adjust and adapt. Hire a real offensive coordinator that can adjust and adapt to everybody. And I
yeah,
almost said that bitch ass nigga's name on the 49ers, but goddamn, at least that nigga used every fucking weapon that we had. He could do it.
yeah,
And he's a fucking dumbass. Why can't you? I'm just
yeah.
saying.
I think, and I'll go on limb and say this
No.
and be bold and brave, but I think it's time to kind of just put it dead the whole unicorn thing for now until we see it. Like
From
again,
hits.
yeah, Cordero
Ooh.
Patterson is the real unicorn. I've been pushing this narrative on Twitter. It's just like
He
where's he at?
is. And that is concerning to me that Cordell is the unicorn and he carries the offense and he's doing it again in a whole new season. It is concerning because I have real wood right here. Anything happens, then what the fuck is Smith going to do?
It's a great
If he's
question.
not if he's not doing anything with anybody else. Like Mariota, the nigga, he can't throw over fucking 10 yards. Like we saw that shit today. Like he was just failing. And in times that we needed him to, Smith's play calling was fucking what slants. It was like what less than 10 yards or a little above 10 yards. Like he wasn't throwing far. And then when he was, it was just a complete failure. So and the fact that we have London and Pitts and he can't throw far to them is concerning, especially if Cordell just is not able for whatever reason to be out there on the field. It's gonna be scary hours. Like you need to just trust and fucking do it. Like make some shit shake. And then we have Ritter because Ritter can throw. We saw that in preseason. Like, okay, if you can need to put him in to just throw the ball 20 yards for a play or two, why not do that? I
Well,
mean,
like again, for this dynamic talent that Kyle Pitts is, it ain't looking too dynamic. And again, that might be a byproduct of Arthur Smith being a questionable head coach. But I think that's pretty much summarizes the disappointment that we have, which is apparently it's common as a Falcons fan. We shouldn't be surprised, but hopefully they bounce back next week.
yeah.
Not keep my fingers crossed because Aaron Donald's coming to town.
Oh shit.
But yeah. But
It's a
anywho,
wrap.
appreciate y'all checking us out. Definitely retweet, support, follow the page, all that jazz. Um, that's all I got.
Yeah. All right. Last few comments. Yes, they ran the ball well, but again, that was with Cordell most of the time, and they do need better pass plays. That one possession right there is why they are the Falcons are the Falcons.
Yep, I 100%
Agree.
agree with you. Like I don't know if
Agreed.
you're looking for any dissent because that it is what it is. So
Facts. Well, that's all I got to. I'm tired. I'm mad. I'm pissed off. I need to make dinner and lunches for this week. Y'all be safe. Hopefully, y'all didn't fight people. I saw something about one man hit a woman at the stadium.
oof.
What the fuck are y'all doing? Be safe. And we'll see y'all the next time we see y'all. But we are back at it. And I'm irritated with this first game. So sound off in the comments your thoughts and your predictions. I'll be looking, and yeah, follow us, retweet, all that good stuff. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Welcome to the 2022 season of this shit show. Rise up.
Yep.
We
Go ahead
got
and
this
start looking
bitch.
at that draft piece.
Yo.